into the 2020 elections, what's your observation on the kind of discourse that should characterize the conversations and how that can impact our democracy broadly?
Yeah, so getting into the 2020 elections, this is one more opportunity for Ghana to demonstrate its growth and its maturity in democracy. And one of the ways that we can demonstrate that is through the kind of discourse, the kind of discussions, and the kind of media coverage that we have. I think that it goes without saying. It goes without saying that we need to elevate the kind of discourse that we have in the 2020 elections. We need to have a discussion based, a campaign based on issues. We need to have an ideas based discussion that would help to educate and that would inform the general public to make very intelligible decisions when it comes to election day. At the end of the day, democracy exists to serve the people. And so what we are hoping is that this particular 2020 elections would really be an election of contestation of ideas, where people debate and argue with each other and engage with each other based on the issues that are affecting Ghanaians, and not based on personal attacks, on embellishments, on exaggerations, and on extreme partisanship.
And what would the consequence be if the other becomes the case? A conversation based on partisanship and ethnocentric issues and all of that.
The consequences can be quite fatal and can be quite huge for our country. The consequences can be very bad for our nation, because you see, the thing about language and discourse is that it affects people's thoughts. It shapes people's thoughts, and then it shapes people's behaviors. And so people take cues from political leadership. They listen to the tone, they listen to the words that are being used, they listen to the themes, they listen to the issues that are being discussed by their political leaders, and that trickles down and affects how people act. And so the impact of language and of the campaign and of discourse for our democracy is very important, because if the wrong language is used, if people are verbally attacked, if people feel that their ethnic groups or their identity is being attacked or is being questioned, then that is what will lead them to engage in violent acts. And so a lot of times people ignore the value of words. They're like, oh, it's just words. It's just language. Oh, it's just another speech. But it is the speeches and the things that people say on the campaign platform that the grassroots are looking at, that they take a cue from there. And they say, oh, even this leader said this. Even our leader said, oh, all die be die. So it means let's all go and do whatever you want. You understand? So there's that correlation between what is said on the political platform and what is said and what is done by the grassroots. So someone will say, oh, die be die. Somebody says that, oh, the NDC has a violent history. So when it comes to violence, nobody can, so all of these things lead to action at the end of the day, you understand? But we want to engage in discussions that will move the country forward. Policy discussion, ideas, an election based on ideas, you understand? Yeah.
Finally, just 30 seconds. Do you have the confidence that we would see that unfolding going in 2020, at least from what you've seen thus far, with how conversations have characterized this election?
I think there is promise. But then there's also cause for concern. Whilst there is promise, there is also cause for concern. The reason why there's promise is because you look at the kind of campaign that is going on, you realize that the various political parties are coming up with very new and very innovative ways. The NDC have the Facebook Live stuff, which we've never really had. They have the Speak Out tour, I believe. They've had their press conferences and all of that. So campaigns are looking for new ways to engage the audience. They said they are doing People's Manifesto, which is a recognition of people in campaigns. The MPP, of course, they've done their press conferences. The president has filed his nomination, and so we know that we are also going to expect an avalanche of that. So there's promise. But then when the discussions degenerate into ad hominem arguments, personal attacks, that is where the problem is. And we do see some of that. And when you go online and social media especially, even the comments by the public, the kind of insults, the kind of comments that you see online, it has degenerated to an extent that it could be a cause for chaos, or it could instigate chaos. And I think that is where the attention should be, to sanitize the discourse, so that we can have the kind of discussion that will bring about ideas that will take Ghana to the moon, the kind of discussions that will take Ghana, improve the livelihood of people, the provision of water, clean sanitation, and ideas and policies that will force the politicians to be responsive to our needs as a people. That's the kind of discourse we should be having.